Apivar, take 3. Alright, treating these hives with Apivar. Apivar uses as its active ingredient a compound called amitraz. It's a synthetic miticide. It's been used for a number of years. So far, to my knowledge, there's no indication of any widespread resistance. This time of year, it's June the 8th. Georgia, this time of year, what I like about it is it's not disruptive to the bees in the heat, like some of the other compounds I might use. So we're going to look for some frames of brood. This is a hive that was started this year. It's not going to produce any honey this year, which is why I'm able to treat this early. Queens that I used for these new hives were VSH queens, and I'm seeing a bit of a pattern in them. I'm seeing a pattern of some spotty brood that is a little troubling. It probably, or it could very easily be, either an overexpression of the VSH trait. VSH stands for varroa sensitive hygiene. Well, they're not doing a good job of that at all. It's varroa sensitive hygiene. Basically what happens is any of the brood that is being parasitized by varroa mites tends to be removed. And so either one of two things, if they overexpress the trait, then what you wind up with is very spotty brood. And also, if it's an appropriate expression of the trait, that is to say the mite populations actually are high, it's an appropriate response. So looking at the brood, it could be either one or something entirely different, but all indications are that it's probably varroa related. That's not a bad looking pattern there. So what we do, and I always keep an eye open for the queen, and she should be marked, but you know, I can't take the time to really make that my life's ambition right now. There are any number of other things that need to be done. So in essence, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a Apivar strip between, actually I'm going to use 2 Apivar strips, place them between 2 different pairs of frames with brood. The way these work, now this tab bends up like so and goes between 2 frames like so, and that holds it vertical, and you kind of push them together. The way this works is the active ingredient amitraz is released over time, and the bees that are in working with the brood, the nurse bees, come into contact with the strips, and if they're carrying varroa mites, the mites come into contact with it, and it kills the mites. It's pretty effective. It's not disruptive. It is a synthetic compound. I don't ordinarily use synthetic compounds. I usually use thymol-based miticides, but to treat this time of year, Georgia heat, those would be pretty much, they would be extremely disruptive, particularly to a new colony of bees. And I'm going to put a new frame right in there. This frame right here. There. So there we are. Button her up and 6 to 8 weeks, I'll remove the strips, and the mite population should drop dramatically.